Welcome to Entertainment Tonight with John Tesh and Mary Hart couldn't be here tonight. It's Jeff Sheen and Zach Martina.
Yeah, look how red I am. Okay. How am I so red and you're so white? What the heck? Why are our color schemes are off?
I don't know. Were you traveling?
Yeah, I had a backpack on. It was heavy.
There you go. You're winded.
I lugged that around. Yeah, I'm winded from the COVID.
And I was just doing homeschool teaching, so that's not strenuous.
Oh no, you're just teaching the kids.
I'm just telling them. I'm just molding young minds, shaping the future of America.
Yeah, making sure they read Marxist books.
Could you not come up with Marxist and you knew you wanted to say it? Or...
No, in my head I kept thinking Mein Kampf. But I was like, that's not where I want to
go. They've read them both.
Oh, good. Put them under their pillow. All right, but we're here to talk about the Lions.
We're here to talk about just the everlasting disappointment that we've both somehow grown close through.
Oh yeah, yep. What did you think? Give me your thoughts right after the game.
Well, it's hard because it's not really the whole game. You know, like your thoughts are, how did DeAndre Swift drop that pass?
I wasn't mad at him at all.
Well,
he shouldn't even been put in the position. We should have locked that up. And then you put the game-winning catch on a rookie running back, and you're mad at him?
That makes – I'm not mad at him, but my immediate thoughts after the game, because that happened when there was only like 6 seconds left. But upon moving further after that, I mean, we blew a 21-point lead.
Mm-hmm. You know, as soon as Prater missed the 55-yarder, I was like, that's probably going to be game. I had a feeling, and I was like, I bet once if they get a touchdown, that's it. They're going to steamroll us because we're going to just collapse. And then sure enough, they blew the lead.
And you were right. Where did you get the feeling? When he missed the field goal, was it a pit of the stomach? Was it a heart? Where did you get the feeling?
Well, when they set it up, right? They're like, it's a 55-yarder, and I was like, oh, that's kind of far. We're up a bunch. Like, it might be safer to punt. I think they should just punt the ball.
Yeah.
And then give Trubisky, who stinks, has been stinking all game.
He was bad for the first 3 quarters.
Give him the whole field. And then the only score that Trubisky had gotten was from short fields. He could do 50 to 60 yards. If he starts there, he can get that far. But the man would stall out after 50, 60 yards. So I was like, well, if he misses this and he gets it there, he's going to get a touchdown. I guarantee it. And sure enough, touchdown.
Well, the defense looked awful all day, unremarkable for especially the first 3 quarters. But then when Coleman and Trufant end up going out and Okuda's already not playing.
Yeah, why was Okuda out?
Hamstring. We had Okuda, Galladay, and Amendola they were all 3 haggard by hamstring injuries. Then Coleman and Trufant ended out going out to a hamstring injury too. Hamstrings are just going to destroy us.
What's going on? Why is it? Are they not stretching? Is this like the Schwartz regime where he'd be like, yeah, stretch if you want. If you don't, who cares? Remember, he was like that. He was like laissez-faire about stretching. And then I remember Caldwell got in. He's like, oh, we're stretching, and the team was all stretched and good. And then I feel like we're back to not stretching again.
I feel like it makes sense, but it also seems like with as much as Patricia coaches the fundamentals, you think all they would do is stretching.
You think he's like this disciplinarian, but then I don't know. The man doesn't look like he is. Weight joke. But like, I just feel like the way he runs the team, he's a hard-nosed coach, and then all their hamstrings are in bad shape. What are we doing then?
And all of our best players now too. We've got Okuda out, and then our top 3 corners essentially out. And we've got to go to Green Bay next week. Aaron Rodgers is going to carve us like a turkey.
But he is. But before we talk about next week, I mean, and then also, what about this whole the headbutting the ref?
I mean, wasn't that the most Detroit Lions thing to ever happen?
Sure. Yeah, of course. I mean, you come to a team and you're like, well, just, and then they're like, nah, you're out of here. Yeah, he's new to the team. He's a vet. You should have known. You don't touch the ref, even if you are going to show him.
That's the first time Jamie Collins has ever been thrown out of a game.
Yeah.
He's never been ejected before. And
Mm-hmm.
then he does this like what does it remind me? Just like a child trying to run at you like a bull.
Yeah, he was trying to be like, this is what's going on, and he did it too close to the ref, and the ref, I don't know. I mean, he looked like he just brushed against the guy, like he was just kind of like, this is what happened, and then the ref like kind of hit it, and he fell back a little bit, and the ref was like, everyone saw that. I gotta do something, and then so I think the ref had like this thing on his head, like, oh, I can't just let that. Everyone's on TV, so I gotta do what rules are. You don't touch. He touched. I'm gonna get him out, and he just kicked a guy out. Just I think because the ref got a little embarrassed about how he kind of fell.
I think that's exactly what happened. I think
Yeah.
you're right. I think he's like, oh my God, it's the first game of the season and I'm on a national stage and everyone's been watching me. And you know what? I've been picked on all my goddamn life and I've never had the power to do anything about it. And I'm going to do something about it right now. And I'm going to kick this athlete out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the ref definitely overreacted. He should have just like, I mean, you throw a flag, a warning on sportsmen, do a whole bunch of stuff, but to immediately just go, hey, you're out, and just eject, that seemed a little bit much. And I mean, who's to say? Maybe if he was in the game, we would have won. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows if
Well,
Collins...
he was the only linebacker doing anything. I mean, I was reading the stat line, and our punter, Fox, and T.J. Hawkinson had as many tackles as our starting defensive line individually.
Yeah, the line is atrocious. But I mean, how about that? How about that Fox kid though? Huh? Good bunts.
I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that.
There are some positives.
But that's the thing. As Lions fans, you and I have come up loving guys like Jason Hanson and John Jett. And we shouldn't know this much about the special teams players. And the first positive you mentioned is, hey, how about the foot on that Fox kid?
Yeah, we got good punters. We're a European football team. We're all about the kicks. We're a kicking team. Yeah,
we're gonna need them. That's the gist. We're gonna need them.
There's gonna be a lot of punts. There's gonna be a lot of punts this year. But yeah, this Fox kid looking good. A lot of hang time on that ball, so pops it up. So I'm not worried about the punting. Prater misses to 55. Not a huge deal. It happens.
Field goal to miss. Sure.
It's a long field goal. I mean, shouldn't even gone for it in my opinion. Should just punted that ball and make Trubisky work. And there's some other positive things. I mean, to look at. That's what I'm trying to think. Adrian Peterson.
I mean, what is obviously talent-wise, he is far superior to Frank Gore. But is he the next Frank Gore? Is he just this ageless wonder? Because he looked incredible yesterday. That's the best. Lions running back has looked in a very long time. He got 93 yards on 14 carries, and he didn't even get the start. I think it was before Stafford went down was the last time a Lions running back got it was carry on, but the last time we had 100, and before that it was seasons before. Adrian Peterson just comes in.
Peterson looks good. He looks like he hasn't skipped a beat. I like him. I mean, sure. Did he hit a kid with a switch? Yes. Does he beat other kids? Who knows? But
that's why Patricia brought him in, because he loves his style of discipline. He goes, you know what? I'm looking for a hard-nosed guy. I want someone to preach what I practice. And he's going to imagine, if you will, the practice scene of Adrian Peterson out there, and everybody just respects him so much. And anytime we're not going to run a lap, AP's just going to beat you with the switch.
He should as soon as Coleman got ejected, Peterson would be like, all right, go find your switch. He just spanks our team. Oh, I'm going to get an Adrian Peterson spanking. That's what happens. Swift should get a spanking for not catching the ball. Stafford for throwing the pick. A few players should get some switch spankings from Peterson. He did his part, and then everybody else dropped the ball. Carry on, he looked like crap. He deserves.
He looked awful. I like to think that Adrian Peterson's locker is just brushwood.
There's like a hole in the bottom of the locker where the dirt is. And he's growing a tree. You missed that tackle. Go to my locker. Get yourself a switch.
Turn around, grab your ankles, take it like a man. Adrian Peterson did look very good. What I'm going to say now is probably going to be controversial considering how many passes he dropped. But when he figures it out, I think Quentin Cephas, he's got hands, man. I think there was some pressure in his first big game. I know he had 3 catches yesterday on 10 passes to him, and he, obviously didn't get a hold of 7 of them. But it was visible how much that guy uses his hands.
Yeah, he's got the hands, he's got the talent. I think it's just gonna, it's gonna work on some route running. Just get him into. There was no preseason. Also, none of these guys had any praise. This is a big game. No audience. And honestly, if there was a crowd, I bet Collins would not have got ejected. I bet if you would have brushed and there was a crowd, and there would have been boos all over the place, and then he probably still would have been. They can't uneject him, but the refs would have felt bad. I'll tell you that.
You didn't know there's a special color flag for that when you overturn an ejection. You throw the yellow flag, eject them. They're like, "Oh, I made a mistake," and they have a green one in their back pocket. You come back out, you can play again.
Yeah, you got all the boos. All right, fine, he's fine. Yeah, carry on. He looks. I wanted him to be good, but he looks like he kind of reminds me of. Remember Kevin Smith?
Yeah.
He reminds me of Kevin Smith.
Well, Kevin Smith was an undrafted free agent, and now we're comparing our former second-round running back to an undrafted free agent. So that is wildly depressing.
Was Kevin Smith undrafted?
I believe so. Yeah. No. Kevin Smith. I don't know. I got two screens here. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Yeah, Jamie, look that up. This is for the rogue heads.
He was. Football running back. They say he ran a 4.3. I don't buy that for a second.
Yeah.
Was he drafted?
I feel like he was. Wasn't he drafted in the third?
Third.
Who am I thinking of? He had
I'll edit this down, but I want to see where he was.
No, look it up, because there was it's either Kevin Smith or there was a guy that was drafted. I think third.
Kevin
round.
Jones.
Am I thinking of Kevin Jones? But then he left and he came back against Carolina.
First round player. Kevin Smith you're thinking of Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Kevin Smith.
He never came back. He went to Central Florida, and I'm not seeing where he was 2012. I'm not seeing that he was drafted.
Could have sworn he was drafted.
I'm going to keep looking.
That's who Carry-On's reminding me of. I feel he's like a similar build, because wasn't Kevin Smith kind of a lanky guy that could catch the ball, but then he got hurt and he was just garbage?
Yeah, but if I recall correctly, and you are correct, Smith was picked by the Detroit Lions in the third round of the 2008 NFL draft, played there for 5 seasons, and then we called him back. Who's the guy that – I'm thinking of Joik Bell.
Yeah, you're thinking of Joik Bell. Yeah, look at that. Wow, I pulled out some Kevin Smith draft knowledge.
That was impressive. That was impressive than most of what the Lions did yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin Smith could lay some wood. Like, he would lower his shoulder. He would impose some damage. Kerryon Johnson looks soft.
Yeah. He definitely does look softer, and I don't know, because I don't know if he's gonna ever be back. I think he might be done. I think this is it. I think it's gonna be Swift, Peterson all year. Johnson's gonna fade away, and it's gonna be another second round running back gone, and Quinn continues to screw up drafts because he can pick 2 players a season, it seems like.
Well, speaking of the rarity that Quinn gets a draft right, you know who looked really good yesterday was Frank Ragnow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's good. Yeah. The Quinn can pick. He can
in the first rounds.
He can do not even the first rounds, because look at Davis. Davis stinks.
Did he get Davis? Was Davis was his first pick, or was Decker?
Decker was his first. Then he picked Jared Davis. And then Jared Davis stinks now. Quinn can pick O linemen and wide receivers. That's about it. He hasn't picked anything.
The jury's still out on Hawkinson.
Jury's still out. Carry-On's now looking great. Tez Tabor was a bust. Jared Davis was a bust. Is going to be, I have a feeling. And then some of the other, a lot of these rounds, and then everything else has been picked up as old Patriots cast-offs.
I cannot stand that anymore. I cannot stand that we're just like searching the waiver wire to see who New England got rid of.
Mm-hmm. I think the experiment might be done. I'm going to hold on hope. I'm going to stay optimistic and just think, hold on, because we got a run game in Peterson. Maybe they're just figuring it out. This is new. Like I said, no preseason. This is like the first game of the preseason. And
you're right.
And Patricia always says, the NFL doesn't start till November. Is it November? Is that what he says? October?
He said that?
Patricia, he says things don't start getting going until later on.
I mean, I don't think we should put too much stock in anything Patricia says because it's
a,
all wrong.
he's a slow build coach. But Peterson, if Peterson stays up and he is back to form, which he did look great against a Bears defense that is good. I mean, Khalil Mack's right there, and Peterson still gouged him for 10, 15, 20 yards. And then Stafford did look off, but I think it was rust. I'm going to say it was rust. And he didn't look too off.
I don't have any worries about Stafford. I have no worries about Stafford.
I'm not worried about him.
That rock. I think when Galladay comes, I think not having Galladay yesterday was a real big hindrance to Matthew Stafford. I think Galladay has become some sort of security blanket to him. And it was crazy how much Marvin Jones disappeared. I mean, this guy's playing in a contract year this year. Where the hell were his hands?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he had some pretty good – he had a couple good catches.
He trucked the one corner on their team. That's the only thing he really did. I mean, what was his stat line?
I think he had like 2 or 3 catches.
He had 4 catches for 55 yards.
4 for 55. But, I mean, yeah, he should be better than that. Yeah. 4 for 55 is fine. But if it's 1A, 1B, he should be better.
Yeah, I mean, Quintez Cephas had 3 for 43. Hawkinson had 5 for 56. I thought he looked great. And I look at his Instagram, and I'm not sure that he would be the type of guy that I would hang out with, but I love Danny Amendola. That guy is tough.
I like Amendola. I'm an Amendola fan. He's a scrappy guy that fought his way.
An Amendoliac?
Yeah, he clawed his way. He's like, I'm undrafted, and I'm small. I'll show you. And he's got this little chip on his shoulder, and now he's on the Lions, and he'll probably hang himself at the end of the season. But I still love him. I'm an Amendola guy. I like Amendola. Marvin Jones, I used to like, but I think he might be on the downslide. Maybe
I do too.
Know. I think it's his days. He had some big hits, and I think he's starting to slow down.
Matthew Stafford ran the ball more times than DeAndre Swift did yesterday. He had 5 carries. Swift had 3. Stafford got 23. Stafford looked a little spry on those legs. Stafford will get you those things.
He did. And yeah, Swift, I mean, you could argue Swift should have had more, but then like I said, no preseason. This is the first game. You go with the vet, and you got Adrian Peterson, who knows Bevel. He knows the system. So, I say you go with him and ease Swift in. He's a rook,
Yeah.
But, I mean, granted, look at Kansas City did with their rookie running back.
Well, that's also a established line. And I mean, it's apples to oranges because there's so many other things you got to worry about in Kansas City. You can't stack the box on them.
That's true. They should have been. I mean, when they took the foot off the gas, when Stafford's throws open up the run game, and then they get the ball back and run, punt. And it's like, what do you run. Stafford forces it. Just let him sling play 2-minute drill. Just keep going. We play so conservative, and we have no corners. So why would you ever want to give them the ball back when your entire secondary was just depleted? We all saw it. You got nobody left.
The play calling yesterday, too, was very different than most of last year, regardless of which quarterback was playing, because Darrell Bevell was aggressive last year. I remember being excited about the shots he was taking down the field, trying to mix up the plays, get whatever running game he could involve so he could open up some passing lanes. I mean, he figured out ways to use Blau and Driscoll when Stafford went down with their legs because they were obviously just were more mobile than Stafford. Yesterday's play calling was very reminiscent of Jim Bob Cooter. It was just boring. There was nothing surprising. It didn't look like they were taking very many shots at all.
True.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, you didn't. They just sling the ball. But I think he might have been afraid to do a lot of the slinging because they got no Galladay and the deep threat. Maybe they've seen how Marvin Jones Jr. doesn't have it as much anymore. So let's try to play small ball.
Buddy, if we are not passing the ball deep just because Galladay is not available, we are screwed.
Oh, I mean, I think we are screwed either way. After we watch it, I mean, no matter what, I think we're already pretty much screwed. But no, I'm going to stay optimistic. I'm going to believe. I'm going to watch next week, and who knows? Granted, Aaron Rodgers looks like he's on a revenge kill people tour.
Oh my God, they hung 43 out yesterday in Minnesota. And dude, think about this: we've got Green Bay next week away, then we have Arizona, and DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray look unstoppable. It looks like Kyler Murray's like, I'm going to get you the ball, you do your thing, I know how good you are. I don't know how we're going to stop that. And Kenyon Drake looks great too. That's in Arizona. And then after that, we come home to play New Orleans Saints, who looked incredible. Another crazy wide receiver quarterback tandem.
Oh yeah. Yeah, what do you think? If we lose these, if we're 0-4, you think this is the end of Matt Patricia?
I honestly don't think that they're going to fire him before the season's halfway over.
You don't think so?
No, I think the only way, and I honestly, in my heart, believe that he is going to be here all season, unless he loses, unless he guarantees a sub 500 record before halfway through the season.
Yeah, which, I mean, the way it's looking, the man can't seem to close a fourth quarter, and I don't know, I think he plays so conservatively once he goes up, and then he just loses it, and it's like you're supposed to be a defensive genius. How come you can't defend 6 minutes of football?
What does he even do now? Okay, because now he's given the play calling over to Corey Unlin, which great. I mean, he wasn't, obviously our defense was in the bottom ranks last year, and they were not good the season before. And then the offense is not his specialty. He's supposed to be this defensive genius. He's supposed to have these players rallying around him so they go and play for him. We lost, 8 to 10 leads last year in the fourth quarter, and then we start this year out blowing another. What is he doing? Why is he there?
He's just figuring it out. He's just, give him a second. We'll see.
You said he's always a slow build coach. Yeah, that works if you start building around week 5.
He's
not
slow
year
build.
3.
He's a slow builder. Give him a second.
Year 6, I promise, we are looking at winning a wild card game.
Yeah. He's slow. I don't know. He's got to hope. Because if he does go out, they're clearing house then. Quinn's gone. Stafford's
They got to go
gone.
at the same time.
Stafford, Quinn, everybody, they're going to clear.
How do you get rid of Stafford?
I don't even think Stafford would want to stay. After another regime change, do you think he would stay again? Or
I guess it depends on who they bring in. Because, as Lions fans, we always have that pipe dream that Bill Cowher or Tony Dungy is going to want to come out of retirement or come out of the booth and come coach here.
Yeah, there's no way. They're done.
Tony Dungy will never come to Detroit because of how Detroit treated Jim Caldwell, who's one of his best friends, which is a damn shame because he's just the best. And we're not going to find some Sean McVay, Cliff Berry, wonder kid. We're just not going to find him.
No. Yeah, we need to I think we need to stick with I would honestly like to keep Bevel.
I agree.
And then try another defensive guru. But I mean, but like, boy, oh boy, am I, at the time I was like, when they picked up Patricia, I was like, because there was talks maybe they'll go with Vrabel. I was like, oh, I don't want Vrabel. Oh God, I wish we got Vrabel.
I'm with you 100%, man. I look at Vrabel. I look at the way he handled the NFL draft when it was all remote, and that guy's just having fun. You see in the after the games and their playoffs, or as they were making their playoff run, he's hugging his players. They're all they came to play for him. Patricia's just he just commands this respect without earning it. I cannot stand Patricia. I was with you. I wanted him when he came. I was like, we got him. We got him. I'm so excited about this. And I gave him the first season, and I was not impressed. And then the second season, it's like, what is even happening? How is the
the second season? I was like, well, Stafford's out. We're on a third string quarterback. It's fine. Just tank. I was like, just tank.
Yeah.
It just makes sense to tank.
But we had Stafford for 8 games and only won 3.
True. Yeah, but things were all, there was injuries and stuff, and I was like, we're almost there, and things would fall apart. I'm trying to defend them in a little bit.
You are. I don't know why, because every team has injuries. Everything that you're saying is an excuse for him is what Super Bowl champions end up overcoming. No one wants to play for Matt Patricia. I cannot remember a time when an active sitting head coach has had players come out and just talk shit about him.
Yeah, they are talking garbage. And it might, maybe it does have something to do with getting rid of Caldwell so soon. And that really maybe did upset the locker room. And he was just walking in a dead man. Maybe he walked in and they're like, whoever this is, screw him. And then I don't think they will play for him. And then he keeps trying to pull people out and bring in old Patriots guys because he needs people to play for him. And I don't think anybody wants to.
No, yeah.
Because maybe the love of Caldwell.
I mean, it could be.
Caldwell was a player's coach.
Absolutely. Everybody says that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody says that. And I mean, I liked Caldwell. He got us to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Multiple
but
years in a row.
Yeah, we needed a little bit more from him, but maybe, give him another year. I think this team just needs players, coaches. I don't think we could do a system guy with this thought. Like every system guy, every genius or guru we've had has failed miserably. I mean, look at what we got. Mariucci, yep, he failed. Mike Martz failed miserably. Every guy is like, I got a system with a plan. It never works here. But like
I got to tell you what I just found. I just saw a tweet that told every Lions head coach, and it's bad.
Yeah.
No one from two. I can't remember them off the top of my head. I'm gonna find it. Two coaches before Wayne Fontes. No one had a 500 record. So Matt Patricia is currently 9-20-1. Jim Caldwell, the only one with a winning record. So I was wrong. Only one. 36-28.
He was the best coach we've had in decades.
Yep, in decades. Jim Schwartz, 29-51. Rod Marinelli, 10-38. Steve Mariucci, 15-28. Marty Morningweg, 5-27. Bobby Ross, 27-30. Wayne Fontes, 66-67. So still a losing coach.
Close on the Fontes.
Darrell Rogers, 18-40, and before that was Monty Clark at 43-63-1.
Jeez Louise. How many?
10 head coaches.
Yeah, 10 head coaches.
One of them had a winning record, and he was substantially over 500, and we just let him go.
Yeah. Yeah, we just let him go. I mean, was he the only players coach we've had?
People like Schwartz, I think.
I think he was also like a systems guy. He was the wide 9 guy.
He sure was, and Marinelli was the Tampa 2 guy.
He was the Tampa 2. Every coach that comes in with a program or an idea, they try to force it, and it never works here. But I mean, I think this is a player's. I think because the losing mentality and how garbage the Lions have been for 50, 60 years is always just so deeply ingrained that the only coaches that I think can ever work here are players, coaches that just get them to play for a person, not the organization. You can't have players be like, we're Lions. They immediately go, oh, Lions. But if they're like, we're Caldwell's team, I think they play harder.
I think you're absolutely right. The stigma of Detroit Lions. I mean, look at how much we pay the free agents that we bring in. We overpay for everyone to get them here. Mm-hmm. And I think, honestly, with Matt Patricia particularly, everybody talks about, like, we're playing a kid's game for a king's ransom. They're playing a game. I don't think any of these guys are having fun. I do not think anything about football is fun for them while Matt Patricia's coaching.
Mm-hmm. So it makes you think, like, God dang, we should have got Vrabel, who is a player's coach.
Mm-hmm. I want a guy on the sideline just like Vrabel, who's got a big fat dip in his lip on the sideline.
Just I guess choose tobacco.
Yeah, that's it. That's my only.
You want a guy in the pickup truck with a Confederate flag in the back?
I want a guy on the sideline who looks like it's not quite yet a tumor, but it's developing into a tumor on his bottom lip with just a big old hunk of chaw buried down there, holding a Mountain Dew bottle, spitting while he's arguing with the ref over a holding call. That's what I want.
Well, maybe they'd fight for that guy. All right. Well, we're time is running out here. We got
we're closing up, so let's go with the prediction for next week.
Yeah, let's talk Green Bay predictions. What do you think? Tell me, predict as much as you want to predict here.
It's hard to say because I don't know what's going on with any of our top 3 corners back. Worst case scenario, none of them play. Mm-hmm. In which case I'm not even going to give you a score. We're just going to get destroyed. We cannot stop those receivers and Aaron Rodgers.
Give you a score.
If the top 3 corners are out, I would say that we probably lose that game 49-24.
You're thinking 49-24.
If our top 3 corners are out, 49-24. If all 3 of them come back and are still a little bit haggard, I would say it's probably a little bit closer. I would say maybe we lose 35-24.
Okay. I honestly, that's not too bad of a prediction. I think you might be close because, our secondary is depleted. I'm going to say, we're playing Green Bay. I think, I expect to see, honestly, you know what? I think they're going to run Peterson quite a bit. I think we're going to go try to switch gears and try to do ball control time, try to keep it out of Rodgers' hands. And then if we do that, if we control time of possession and just rely heavy on Peterson and just try to grind football him to death, maybe we have a chance.
That has to succeed.
It has to succeed.
Because we can't do that if we're behind.
If it succeeds, right. So if that's the game plan, time of possession, run the football, and if maybe we get some field goal luck like we did last year, little goal poles to help. Remember that?
Yeah.
Little dinks and dunks.
Well, let's not forget that last year Green Bay got a lot more help from the referees.
True, they got a whole bunch more help last year. So, I mean, I could see this actually being a weird low-scoring game. Call me wild. I just have a feeling.
You are wild, buddy.
Call me a wild guy.
You're a wild stallion over there.
I think both teams are going to try to practice their running, just run the ball because they got a decent running back too. And if we can stop it, I think this might be. I'm going to say Green Bay still wins.
Okay.
But I'm going to say it's going to be more like. I'm going to say like a 1921 vibe.
Maybe that close, a 2-point, and it's going to be a low-scoring game.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring, and I think it's going to be close. For some reason, I just got a feeling. I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of running. I don't think it's going to be as much air attack as you think.
All right. And
even though they did it all over Minnesota, I don't know. Something in me is just telling me. This is going to be.
You think they just respect Detroit so little that they're like, we're not even going to tire out Aaron's arm.
Yeah, they're like, let's not get him hurt. Let's just get through this game, and we'll just try to run it a bunch. And then we're going to do the same thing. And I think it's going to be like a 1921-er. It's going to be a weird one. I got a feeling it's going to be a weird game. Because is Green Bay going to have people or no?
I don't believe so. I think everyone that's not doing it said they weren't having fans there for the first 2 weeks. Now, you said Green Bay 1921. I'm going to give you an over-under on what the Lions score. Like, not what the Green Bay, not whether they win or lose. Over-under, Lions score. If you're correct in the over-under, I will complete some sort of wager on our next week's recap. And if you are incorrect, and I reap the benefits of that, you will perform some sort of compensation for next week's recap. Do you feel good about that?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I do. Let's do it. I can't. I don't know what you're thinking of.
I'm going to make you get Skull and a Mountain Dew bottle.
Good Lord. I'm gonna make you put on damn nipple clamps. The way you reacted.
I like it. I don't know. Okay, Lions. I think I'm gonna go 24 over under.
24. I mean, I got a feeling 19.
You think 19, but still a Green Bay victory. All right.
I'm thinking weird 19 number. I think it's going to be a funky one. I think it's going to be a funky game.
I mean, 19 is a strange score for a football game.
I know. I got a weird feeling. And honestly, if they beat Green Bay, I love Patricia again.
You forget real quick.
I'll forget it all. I'm back on his side.
I don't know. I don't mean to keep hurting you, baby. It's like, what have you done for me lately? Well, you beat the Green Bay Packers. That's all you did.
If he beats them, because also these away games, they have no crowds, so it's not. I mean, the home advantage is not as big as it was.
Before we get out of here, I would like to argue that. I would like to devil's advocate that, because I was talking to someone about that very same thing yesterday. And as a comedian, whether it's a big crowd or a small crowd, there are stages where I just feel more comfortable.
Of course. Yeah. I guess stages, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, yeah, there is a slight home advantage. But even Vegas is saying it's not, they're not giving 3 points. It's like 1.5 points, really.
Yeah.
Advantage. It's not, because it's going to be quiet. And it's going to be outdoors, but it's not going to be cold in Green Bay, so we get Green Bay out of the way before winter.
Yeah.
Maybe the sun helps us out a little bit, warms us up. Maybe Peterson's got some angry Green Bay vibes. Maybe, they just beat his Vikings or whatnot. Maybe, I'm predicting a big day for Peterson. I think it's going to be a low score, and I think it's going to be close.
I hope you're right, and I look forward to talking about this next week. I hope it is a more positive and optimistic conversation than this one, but in my heart right now, which I recently found out is pumping as healthily as it possibly can be, in my heart, I feel like we are coming with some serious rage and anger and frustration and disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, even if I win the over-under thing, I might throw the nipple clamps on.
Hey, I'm telling you, I got a good feeling. Let's get back into positive vibes here. We could do this.
I love it.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this old ep. And like and subscribe.
Toodaloo.